In this video, we shall be discussing about the traveling salesperson problem. So we have seen that we could solve traveling salesperson problem by using greedy technique as well as dynamic programming technique. So here we see how we can apply branch and bound technique to the instances of the traveling salesperson problem to come up with a reasonable solution or a reasonable tool. So we will be able to apply the branch and bound technique to the instances of traveling salesperson problem if we come up with a reasonable lower bound on the tour lengths. So we try to find lower bound on the tour lengths because traveling salesperson problem is an minimization problem. That is, we want to find a tour whose length is minimum. So here we try to find the sum denoted by SI, sum denoted by SI, which is the sum of distances from the city I to two nearest cities. And then we try to compute S, which is sum of these n numbers, and divide it by 2 to get the result. And if all the distances are integers, then we try to round up the result to a nearest integer. So therefore the lower bound is given as ceiling of S divided by 2. So to start with, let us find the lower bound, the initial lower bound for the given problem. So we consider source A, vertex A to be the source of this tour. So traveling salesperson problem is basically nothing but finding out an Hamiltonian cycle. It means that we start from vertex A, we visit all the vertices in the graph exactly once, and the traveling salesperson returns back to the same source vertex from where he had started his journey. So the lower bound, the initial lower bound is calculated, and it is sum of the distances from city I to two nearest cities. So let us start from vertex A here. So two nearest cities, in the sense it means that two adjacent vertices wherein we have least cost to reach them. So for vertex A, two adjacent vertices with least cost are B and C. So we sum them up. So for A, it is 1 plus 3. Similarly for B, the least cost edges to its respective adjacent vertices. So we find that 3 is a least cost edge to its adjacent vertex A, and similarly we have a choice. One edge going to C with a cost 6, the other edge going to D with a cost 7, and the other edge going to E with a cost 9. So among these we find the minimum cost to be 6. So therefore vertex B has the sum to be 3 plus 6. And similarly now calculating it for vertex C. So vertex C has two edges with minimum cost. One edge goes from C to A and the other edge goes from C to E. So its sum is 1 plus 2. So similarly for D, two minimum cost edges here are one edge that goes to A with a cost, from vertex D, one edge which goes to E with a cost 3 and the other minimum edge with a cost 4 goes to vertex C. So therefore the sum of vertex D here is 3 plus 7. And similarly for vertex E, the least cost edges are 2 and 3. So sum them up, divide it by 2 and take the ceiling function. So you get the lower bound to be 14. So this is our initial lower bound. So then let us move on to calculating the lower bound of the next function here. So we try to reduce, in order to reduce the total number of iterations or total number of permutations that we are going to carry out, in order to cut them to half, we assume that we start the traversal from vertex A, and then the next vertex that we are supposed to visit should be vertex B. So we fix two starting vertices. I mean to say, we fix an edge that is to be traversed every time when we start from the source vertex, right? So we fix these two vertices, that is, we first visit A, followed by we visit B, and then followed by B we shall be visiting the rest of the vertices in the given graph. This is done only in order to reduce the number of permutations, because if you can observe here, there is one traversal from A to B, B to D, D to C, C to A with a solution 11. So similarly again one more in this other direction, that is A to C, C to D, D to B and B to A, which again yields a result 23, and similarly two more traversals in reverse directions yield same values. So therefore we try to reduce the number of permutations. So we fix that we start from A, we traverse to vertex B, and from vertex B you can follow any of the vertices in any of the sequences. Right, so let us start solving the problem here. So here, before you can solve, for any subset of tours, we must have to make a note here. For any subset of tours that must include a particular edge of a given graph, then of a given graph in an Hamiltonian circuit, then we must include the cost of the edge in the lower bound by summing the lengths of the two shortest edges that are incident with each of these vertices. So it means that if I want to include an edge AD in the Hamiltonian cycle, then I must be making use of the lengths from A to D as well as D to A in summing up the lengths of the two shortest edges incident with each of these vertices. So let us begin with the computation here. We have calculated the initial lower bound. So then the next time, let us go move on with the state space tree here. We have calculated the initial lower bound to be equal to 14. So when we try to draw a Hamiltonian cycle which has edge A and B in it, then the lower bound remains as it is. It is same. So other possibilities, we can go from A to C. So we have assumed that we shall first visit B and then go to C. So therefore we are not considering it. So then A to D. So there is a possibility of going from A to B and then from B to D. But still the lower bound that we have got is 16, which is greater. So we greater than 14. So we do not consider it. Similarly, same thing happens with the AE combination also. So now let us go with the first optimum solution that we have obtained. So we have considered an edge AB we have to be included in the Hamiltonian cycle. So the next time we shall try to include edge A to B and B to C in the Hamiltonian cycle. So how do we calculate the lower bound of it? So we are considering edge A to B and B to C in the Hamiltonian cycle. So the lower bound for it is starting from vertex A. We are going from A to, we are including the edge A to B. It means that we will include its cost, that is 3, plus the next lowest edge is with the cost 1, so it is 3 plus 1, plus the next time from B, so B to A, as A to B is included in the Hamiltonian cycle, so naturally B to A should also be included, so its cost is 3, plus the next lowest cost edge here is 6, so it should be 3 plus 6, plus from, we have finished it for vertex B. So coming to vertex C here, so two adjacent edges with minimum cost there. One is okay, so we were talking about including edge A, B and B, C in the Hamiltonian cycle. So we were calculating the values here. So when you include an edge A, B into the Hamiltonian cycle, the cost of reaching from A to B is 3, plus the next lowest value, next edge with the least value is 1, so 3 plus 1, plus the next time you are trying to find out the minimum cost edges from vertex B there. So from B to A must be included in the Hamiltonian cycle. So B to A is 3, plus then B to C, we are talking about edge B to C. So it is, we have edge from A to B and B to C in the Hamiltonian cycle. So B to A is 3. Now B to C will be 6, plus the next vertex we go on to C. So we have an edge from B to C, in the sense we also have an edge from C to B. So its cost is 6, plus one more edge with a minimum cost which is adjacent to C is 1. So 6 plus 1, plus from vertex D we still have not included it into the Hamiltonian cycle. So which have picked two edges whichever have least cost. So from vertex D we find that there is an edge with cost 3 and the next least cost edge be 4, and similarly for vertex E least cost edges are 2 and the other one is 3. So when you sum these up you get a value 32. So 32 divided by 2 yields us a value 16. So the lower bound is considered to be 16. So now we move on to the second choice of the tour. We now try to include edges A to B and B to D in the Hamiltonian cycle. So what is the least bound here? So firstly, we start from vertex A. So what two edges to be included? One is A to B and B to D. It means that we are also supposed to include the cost of edges B to A and D to B, right? So here we start from vertex A. So A to B is cost is 3, plus the next least cost edge from A is 1, plus from vertex B we have supposed to include an edge B to A. So B to A's cost is 3, plus B to D there is a edge. So therefore this time I am going to include the cost 7. Please make a note here. I am not going to consider 6 to be the least cost edge, but rather I am considering the cost of the edge that is to be included in the Hamiltonian cycle. Plus The next time from D, so from D I have an edge that is to be included into the Hamiltonian cycle, that is D to B. So its cost is 7 plus, then it is the next least cost edge that is available is 3. So therefore it is 7 plus 3 plus, after including D into the Hamiltonian cycle, now coming on to vertex C. So vertex C is not included, so just find out two edges that have minimum cost. So it is cost is 1 and the other edge with the minimum cost is 2 plus, similarly same thing happens with vertex E also. So therefore its two minimal cost edges are 2 and 3, add them up. So when you sum them up and divide it by 2, you get a lower bound which is equal to 16. So this is what is been obtained. So coming on to the third set here, we are trying to include an edge A to B and B to E in the Hamiltonian cycle. So the costs, so the least lower bound that we obtain here is 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 9 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 2. So entire thing, add, divide by 2, you get a value 19. So this 19 is greater than the least bound 16, so therefore we discard it. So moving on to step 8 here, wherein in the Hamiltonian cycle we are going to consider the edges to be included be A to B and then B to C and then C to D, A to B, B to C and then C to D and then D to E followed by E to A. So these are the edges that we try to include here. So let us see how we calculate the lower bound. So we have an edge. Please note the calculations here. We have an edge AB included in the Hamiltonian cycle. So the cost is 3 plus we have an edge EA in the Hamiltonian cycle. So A to E edge has to be included. So the cost is 8 plus, moving on to vertex B here, we have an edge from A to B included in the Hamiltonian cycle. It means that B to A is also to be included. So 3 plus B to C is included in the Hamiltonian cycle. So its cost is 6 plus, so coming on to vertex C, so B to C is included in the Hamiltonian cycle, means that C to B is also included. So the cost here is 6 plus C to D is included in the Hamiltonian cycle. So the cost is 4 plus, from vertex D, C to D is in the Hamiltonian cycle. It means that D to C is also there. So 4 plus D to E. So D to E's cost is 3 plus, from E, D to E has been included in the Hamiltonian cycle. It means that E to D is also to be included. So 3 plus E to A cost is equal to 8, because once he visits vertex E, he'll have to get back to vertex A. So summing these up and dividing it by 2, you get the least bound which is equal to 24. So similarly, we also try to find the cost of the tours, which include edges for this one, which include edges A to B and then B to C and then C to E, E to D and back from D to A. So when we find out the sums of the distances from city I to two nearest cities and add them divided by 2, we get the least amount, which is equal to 19. So similarly, we also try it for Hamiltonian cycles with edges A to B, B to D, D to C, C to E, E to A, and A to B, B to D, D to E, E to C, C to A. And we find that the second one is a better solution with the cost 19, but we get one more solution, the 11th step, whose least cost is 16, which we tend to say that it's an optimal cost. So we go with the last calculation. So the Hamiltonian cycle or the traveling salesperson goes from city A to B. From B he shall go to D. From D he shall go to city E. And from E he shall go to city C. And from C he gets back to A. So this is how the traveling salesperson problem works.